Are you ready for another terrifying tale from the 99 Nights in the Forest series? Then let's just jump right into it. As the night wore on, whispers echoed through the trees, fearful murmurs that spoke of an ancient terror stirring in the forest's heart. Around a flickering campfire, three friends found themselves captive to these chilling tales. Their seasoned guide, Old Man Woods, shook his head, his weathered face etched with concern. "The owl monster," he began, his voice a low rumble. "A creature of myth and nightmare, said to prowl these woods on moonless nights." The others, young and skeptical, exchanged uneasy glances, but their smiles couldn't quite reach their eyes, betraying their mounting dread. For over 20 years, Old Man Wood had traversed the dense woodlands surrounding Hollow Creek. His deep knowledge of the forest's nooks and crannies was matched only by his trove of eerie local lore. According to his tales, the owl monster was no mere woodland creature. It was an embodiment of primal fear, a harbinger of misfortune. Its haunting hoot was said to lure unsuspecting travelers off the beaten path, only to lead them to their doom. But were these stories mere campfire fables, or did they hold a chilling truth? As I delved deeper into the mysteries of the forest, I discovered that the owl monster was more than just a local legend. The creature had left its mark, or rather its claw marks, on the very fabric of this ancient woodland. The day wore on, each hour bringing us closer to nightfall and the potential encounter with the owl monster. The forest seemed to grow darker, the trees closing in around us like silent, watchful sentinels. Our campfire, once a beacon of warmth and safety, now cast long, dancing shadows that writhed and twisted like tormented souls. Old Man Woods, sensing our growing unease, decided to press on. We gathered our belongings, determined to reach our destination before the sun dipped below the horizon. As twilight began to paint the sky in hues of purple and red, we stumbled upon a clearing. In its center stood a towering oak, its gnarled branches reaching towards the heavens like skeletal fingers. This, according to Old Man Woods, was the heart of the owl monster's domain. With the forest floor quickly darkening, we hurried to pitch our tents. As I wrestled with my tent poles, I could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon me. A sudden hoot echoed through the trees, sending shivers down my spine. The forest around us stirred, whispering secrets best left undisturbed. As the first stars began to appear, I emerged from my tent. The fire had died down, leaving us in darkness. The crackling of crickets and the distant hoot of an owl filled the night. And then I saw it, a large, dark shape perched on a tree branch not far from our camp.
It hooted again, the sound echoing our primal fears.
Despite the creature's imposing size, we couldn't discern its features in the darkness. Was it a giant owl or something more sinister? Fear threatened to consume me, but curiosity burned brighter. I grabbed my flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. As I shone it on the creature, it let out a screech and took flight. In the brief moment of its illumination, I saw not an owl, but a horrifying amalgamation of bird and beast. Its eyes glowed an eerie green, its talons sharp and menacing. It was the owl monster of Hollow Creek legend come to life. I scrambled back, my heart pounding against my ribs. Old Man Woods, ever calm and collected, merely nodded. "It's gone," he said, his voice grave, but his words rang hollow in my ears. "We spent a restless night, each of us lost in our own battle with fear." The forest pressed in around us, alive with unseen menace. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig sent fresh jolts of adrenaline through my veins. As dawn finally broke, we unzipped our tents to the most horrifying scene. All around the tent were thousands of little pebbles that were not there the evening before. And surrounding the tent in a near-perfect circle were also 30 or so larger stones, some as big as my head. Old Man Woods explained that this is the calling card of the owl monster. But the most disturbing discovery was still to come. In the center of the rock circle, we found a collection of even larger stones arranged in a pattern too precise to be anything but deliberate. Each rock monolith stood like a silent sentinel, bearing witness to some ancient, terrifying ritual. And then I noticed something more. Etched into the largest rock monolith was a series of strange symbols, their meaning lost to time. One symbol, however, was unmistakable. An owl with outstretched wings, its gaze fixed on some unseen prey. As we stood there contemplating the chilling scene, I felt a sudden shift in the forest. The very trees seemed to lean in, their branches creaking ominously. From somewhere deep within the woods came a low, guttural growl that seemed to shake the ground beneath our feet. Then through the trees, we saw it. The owl monster, larger than I had imagined, lumbered into view. Its eyes, burning like twin embers, fixed on us. Terror gripped me, stealing my breath and freezing me in place. But Old Man Woods reacted with surprising swiftness. He grabbed a handful of the smaller pebbles and with a practiced hand began making marks on the ground. In a circular pattern, he explained that this would help to keep the owl monster at bay, at least for a while. Whether it was a real defense or a desperate attempt to rally our shaken spirits? I didn't know, but it gave me enough time to recover my senses. Slowly, I began to understand. The owl monster wasn't just a mindless beast. It was intelligent, calculating. It had watched us, stalked us, biding its time. We stood there locked in a tense standoff with the creature, each of us acutely aware of the other's presence. But as quickly as it had appeared, the owl monster turned and vanished into the thicket. We never did catch sight of the owl monster again, but its absence hung heavy in the forest, a constant reminder of the danger that lurked just beyond our sight. We packed up our things and left the forest as quickly as we could. Back in the safety of civilization, I found myself haunted by the experience. The images seared into my memory, the glowing eyes, the menacing talons, the chilling hoot. But as time passed, the fear gradually faded, replaced by a profound respect for the untamed wilderness and the unknown creatures that inhabit it. The story of the owl monster became a part of my own personal lore, a reminder of the night when man and monster stared each other down in the heart of a moonless wood. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this spooky tale, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for more frightening forest adventures. Also, if you have any scary camping or hiking stories of your own, please share them with us. You can post them on our community tab or tag us on social media. Who knows? Your story might just become the inspiration for our next episode. Until then, stay safe in the woods and beware the haunting hoot of the owl monster.